Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Today I'm just going to sit down and go through a quick little Priceline haul. I went yesterday when their 50% off sale started, and of course it's running today and tomorrow as well. So I thought I'd sit down to show you what I got, as maybe a little bit of inspiration for you in case you're going in-store or online to pick up some bargains yourself. I think I'll work through what I got and mention everything and show you, and I might also mention a few things that I really wanted to get that was sold out when I got there. But I'm just going to start working my way through. I do have a bag here. I know that some Pricelines have started to go bag free. Normally I do have a reusable bag on me, but I just forgot it when I went yesterday, so it's a good thing they had some bags still. Now I'm just about to get stuck straight into this haul, but I did want to point out the Priceline I went to in Brisbane City actually gave me a sample of something. It was in the bag when they started filling it up, which I was quite surprised by. Just a little Avene moisturizer, so that's something I'll give a go. I guess I was more surprised than anything since it's not something that Priceline typically do. But I'm just going to start working my way through. I do have my receipt here with me, and I think they put all of the actual sale prices on here, so I can't really compare so much. It says the total that I spent, and then of course the total savings at the end, and I'll get to that point when I'm done going through the list, but I'm just going to start pulling items out. And I don't think I said yet, but almost everything that I picked up were things that I was needing and I had added to a little list. So I don't feel bad about any of these purchases. These are all things that I pretty much needed. Alright, so the first thing I have here, it's just one of the bigger things I grabbed out of the bag. It's a 2-pack of the Real Technique sponges, and I use these most of the time. Sometimes they go for different brands. I've never actually gone for a beauty blender or anything, but I find these work pretty well, and I tend to pick them up when I can find them on sale. So just got another 2 since the ones that I do have in my room at the moment are in their last legs. So I'm glad I can replace the old ones with these ones. Next I have something else here that I needed a fair bit. It is a new tube of duo glue, and I think last time they had the Priceline sale I picked up the black one, and I've used it a few times, but it's definitely not something that I like more than the clear, so I had to pick up another clear now that my clear one is done. The next item that I grabbed is also a staple item that I tend to get a lot during the sales, and that is of course a translucent powder. This one is the RIMMEL Stay Matte powder, and I always either get this one or the Australis powder, Fresh and Flawless, and sometimes the NYX ones, but I normally go for these solid block powders just because I feel like they're a little bit easier and cleaner to use, and of course I can put them in my bag and just use a little puff to touch up my skin throughout the day. So I grabbed one of these. Always have to have one or the other out of any of the brands that I tend to go for. And along with that one I got a few more base products, and I feel like I try to get a few different base products during these sales since I tend to be happier using, you know, cheaper powders and cheaper concealers. Not exclusively, but that's the sort of thing I tend to buy rather than, you know, drugstore lipstick, for example, or drugstore eyeshadow. But what I've got here are 2 items from Maybelline. This first one is the Maybelline Fit Me foundation stick, and I have the shade Porcelain as always. I go through these pretty regularly. I always tend to have one on hand because it's a very quick way to do my foundation, and I'd recently run out, so needed to get a new one. And then along with that I also have one of the concealers, also from Maybelline in the Fit Me range. And I feel like I've always tried to find this one in my shade before and never really had any luck, but this time I was able to find it in the Ivory shade, so I think this should be a good match for me. I've heard really good things about this concealer, but haven't had such a great time since I think I've only ever gotten one that was maybe 1 or 2 shades darker. I'm very excited to try this now that I have it in my proper shade. And along with those, I also had to make sure that I stopped off at the NYX stand because I always try to get a few things from them during the sale. Yes, they're already pretty cheap to begin with, but for staples, I like to stock up when I can get them even cheaper. So as always, I do have a makeup setting spray. I just limited myself to one since I think I have a few half-empty bottles around at the moment. This one is the Dewy Finish Spray. I don't notice too much of a difference between the matte and the dewy, but if there is a slight difference at all, during summer I tend to prefer for more of a dewy look, so that's why I picked up this one. And then also from NYX I got a new primer. I got the NYX Studio Perfect Primer, and this is just the green one. I'm not sure how clearly you can see because of the plastic, but it is green just to colour correct, and I do like that just because my skin tends to lean more on the red side when I don't have any makeup on, so that helps me out a little bit. Now I will mention that's not actually the primer I had gone and hoped to pick up on the day. There was another one in mind that I've spoken about before, and sadly it was sold out. I guess I'll get more into that in a little bit and mention the few things I wanted but couldn't get. It was by Australis, and I did end up picking up one thing by Australis. Normally I'd get a fair bit more, but I picked up one of the Australis Metallix, and these are just a metallic eyeshadow. I like to use them on my inner corners. I don't know how clearly you'll be able to see at all, but I've got one of them on the inner corners of my eyes today. I'll just see if I can show you because they are pretty impressive. I don't think I'll open up anything else, but I do want to show you this one. So I've just done a swipe on the back of my hand, and look at how metallic that is. I haven't really played with these too much all over my eye, just using it more for inner corners and small detail work like that, but I think with this shade I might actually go a little bit over the top and use it all over my eyelid, since I think that's really pretty. I love the pink tone on this one. I think the other ones I have are more silver, and I've got a little bit of a rose gold one, but it's definitely not as pink as this, and I might also have a gold one. They've got a few different metallic shades, and I don't know if I'd necessarily want all of them, but it is going to be something fun to play with. And again, there was another product that I did want to pick up, and I ended up getting this one as kind of an alternative. But again, I'll get onto that in a little bit. There are two more items that I want to show. I got two Essie nail polishes. I have a pink one, and this one is Lovey Dovey. And I also have a light purple. I really love this light purple shade. This one is Lilacism. So both of these are just standard nail polishes, not gel or anything like that, and I think they'll just be something nice to use in the rest of spring and also summer as well when I want to mix it up from red. But now those are all of the items that I picked up during the sale. Like I said, I didn't get too many this time, only 10 items, so not many things, but all things I needed. So I guess I am pretty happy with what I got. Very quickly, I'll mention the price. For everything I picked up, I did pay $87.14. It says that I had savings of $26.34, so I guess there were a few things I picked up that weren't on during the sale, although I feel like everything should have been. I know what I got was definitely worth a lot more than that, and these are all things I kind of wanted to stock up on, so I'm not mad about it. I'm pretty happy with what I got and for the price. I do really wish that the receipts had the before and after price on them, but they just list the price after the sale, so it's a little bit hard to work out, but maybe next time they do the sale, I might make note of the prices before and after the sale, if that makes sense, because it sometimes is a little bit confusing to look at the receipt after everything is said and done. As I said, those are all the things I did get, but there were a few things I wanted to find that were already sold out. So I will mention I went to a Priceline in the city, and I got there about an hour after they opened, and already a few different areas of the store were pretty cleared out. So I can't imagine how it would be if I went even later in the day or to a smaller store or something like that. With that being said, I guess sometimes the smaller stores hit a little bit less. But I'm just going to pull up my list of things that I wanted to buy, because over time I was adding to a list of things I need to stock up on. Sometimes I automatically know the certain things I always like to get, but when I'm really running low or run out of a product, I try to add it to my list so I know I can get it during the sale. I think that's definitely the best piece of advice I can make to really make the most of the sale. But I do have a little list here. There's a tiny little list, and I'm just going to go through. I know I said I wanted makeup sponges, got those. I was looking for a specific pack of blotting papers and couldn't find them, but I think I was a little bit unsure of the brand that was doing them that was included in the sale, so that's fine. Not a real necessity. One thing on my list was the acrylic fill kit. I think it's by Naileen, or a similar brand that Priceline carry, and I'm not 100% sure if it would have been included in the sale. Some nail products they did and some they didn't, just for brands and certain items and everything like that. But that kit was nowhere to be seen, so I might just have to pick it up another time. But apart from that, I wanted the Fit Me concealer, which I got. I wanted a glitter liner from NYX, and these are the, I want to say, Aqualux liners. I've spoken about the pink one in particular a fair bit, and I think last sale I got a few different colours, but I didn't stock up on my favourite one, the pink one, and I couldn't find any glitter liners from NYX when I went to their counter. I think the NYX stand in Priceline was really badly hit. There were so many things gone, and that's why I didn't get that many items. I feel lucky that I was even able to get two, just because I feel like that's definitely one of the popular brands that sells out quickly. So instead of that one, I did end up picking up this NYX Metallix, and I think even though it's not the exact same, it looks a little bit similar on the skin. Close enough, I guess. Micro pink glitter. It's going to do the job when I really want that pink glitter liner. I just need to work with it a little bit differently, and I'm sure I can actually try and use this one still like a liner. I might need to use a liner brush and maybe wet it or something, but that's something I will try out and see what I can do. Now, apart from that, I said I wanted powder. I managed to get one of those. I didn't want to stock up too much since I do have a few stockpiled at the moment. I wanted some nail polish, which I did get. I didn't want to go crazy with it, just get a few colours while they're on the sale. I figured, why not? So glad that I got those. I did also say I wanted the Blemish Buster Primer, and this is something I've spoken a little bit about recently as well. When I picked it up, I think during the last sale, and I really liked it, but sadly they were all gone by the time I got there, so I might just have to pick it up full price next time I go to a Priceline, or I might get a little cheeky and go back to another Priceline during the rest of the sale, or possibly find it online. Also on my list there were a few more items. I said I wanted a Metallix eyeshadow, got one of those of course, and I wanted setting spray, got one, and stick foundation, also got that. So I feel like majority of the items I set out to buy I did pick up. They were all things that I needed, but yes, there were a few items I missed out on. It's not a big deal since I was able to still get quite a few things I needed, but it just means now I need to maybe check another store, go online, or pay full price. Alright, but now that's it for the video here today. Thank you so much for watching. I really do hope you enjoyed it. Please give me a thumbs up if you did, and hopefully you enjoyed the sale if you managed to get there or order something online. I do hope you got some good bargains, or if you didn't yet, there's still time. The sale is still running until the end of the day on Friday. I want to say it's running for 3 days this time instead of 2. And very quickly as well, I wanted to repeat that I think the best thing to do is keep a list of items that you want to buy and just add to it over time, and then go to Priceline during the sale. I think it's really good to stock up when you can get everything a lot cheaper, and I think that's just the best way to be organised and make sure you don't miss out on anything that you really need. But now with all of that being said, I wanted to thank you again for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye!